Sardinia, brutal course on the drivers. Acciona Sainz still lead the championship, but there is one team that is unbeatable here.
Oh, RX-7 si è cappottata!
Back on four wheels, she's still going. The first hit right next Prix goes to Rosberg X Racing. Watch for the merge here, who's going to come out in front? Oh, contact, massive shot! No, I think that's Christopherson into Sainz. RXR is still running.
Hai vinto Tuliski, scorpassa all'interno per la testa della corsa.
Rosberg X Racing take victory here in Sardinia. Double win here for RXR. They are well and truly back in the title fight.
Sono inarrestabili.
Acciona Sainz are hungry for victory here on the island. They still lead the championship. Can they hold on?
Prepare to be aggressive.
Hyperdrive now.
Extreme E is back in Sardinia for rounds 7 and 8. It's the business end of the season, and Acciona Sainz narrowly lead the championship from RXR, the team run by Nico Rosberg, who won both rounds 5 and 6 here just a couple of months ago.
They've won both rounds in Sardinia. Another win for RXR.
We feel as well prepared as we can be, but yeah, it's Extreme E, so it's difficult to anticipate. But yeah, me and Michela will do our best and see how it goes.
The only other team to manage 2 victories so far this season are Veloce Racing, who sit a close 3rd in the championship.
This weekend is really critical. We know how high the level of competition is and how close it is, and we have 4 races to go now in the year, so it's really important that we maximise those because that's what we put in everything into to try and make that top step.
The course for the Island X Prix has been upgraded for these 2 rounds with a huge water splash and a jump off the start.
This track, there are a lot of components that can actually break the car. Sometimes you have to send it and you don't know if you're going to come out in first place or be broken.
So I'd say this is one of the most classic tracks in Extreme E. Like, we have been here all seasons. It's very bumpy, it's fast. I like it. Both me and Seb, we're from Rallycross and we really enjoy it. For sure, it's also many new things, and you always need to be on top of it to perform really well.
The racing promises to be epic, and this is how it all works. Extreme E is a fully electric off-road racing championship consisting of 10 world-class teams made up of 1 male and 1 female driver. In each session, both drivers will compete behind the wheel of the Odyssey 21 electric SUV, with a driver changeover known as the switch halfway through. Each driver gets an Anoa Hyperdrive boost in every session, and there are bonus points for the fastest team through the Continental Traction Challenge section of the course. First up, it's qualifying, where everybody races twice in a bid to finish as high as possible in the qualifying standings. Then it's time to earn some championship points. From qualifying, the bottom 5 teams go into the redemption race, while the top 5 proceed to the grand final and compete to win the X Prix and lift the trophy. It's a season-long battle. 10 rounds, 1 champion. Free practice offered the drivers the chance to get a first glimpse of the new challenges posed by the updated course layout in Sardinia. Emma Gilmore had one of the biggest accidents ever seen in Extreme E in FP1. Thankfully, after being transferred to hospital, she was okay. However, a small rib fracture ruled her out of the weekend's racing. She was replaced in the neon McLaren car by Tamara Molinaro, who gave us a sneak peek at what the teams can expect out on the course with championship driver Patrick O'Donovan.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
And I'm Patrick.
And this is your Continental Truck Guide. The start line.
This is one of the craziest starts yet, and we're going to see 5 cars jumping side by side. From waypoint 3 to waypoint 10, we have the Continental Traction Challenge. So we have this really slippery right-hander and then a water splash where we need to make sure to carry a lot of speed through it. We get to a very long left-hander and then puts you basically into the second water splash of the track, and you actually have 2 lanes that you can choose which one is the fastest.
Braking into waypoint 7 will be extremely difficult as the driver's brakes will be wet and muddy after coming through the water splash. The drivers will have to try and find a balance coming down the hill into waypoints 11 through to 12 and back up to 13. From there, they'll be going flat over the start-finish jump.
I'm sure we're going to see some great racing this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to see who's going to win round 7 and 8 of the Island X Prix.
So the drivers headed out for Q1, knowing that they needed to start strong to put themselves in the box seat to make the grand final. The first heat saw Carl Cox Motorsport get out ahead of championship leaders Acciona Sainz. However, Matthias Ekström was eager to make the pass and almost succeeded on lap 2.
Looks to the inside contact, runs up the back of Scheider, somehow goes through, takes the rear corner off the Carl Cox Motorsport machine. Ekström sliding back into P2.
The overtake did eventually come in the switch zone.
Oh! Leah Block takes a tumble as she runs round to get in the car with Scheider.
As Laia Sanz took over the car with a narrow lead that she never relinquished.
Acciona Sainz take the first qualifying race win here.
Heat 2 saw an incredibly even start, and there was carnage into turn 1.
Oh! Hansen on 2 wheels! The front comes off through the outside of the bush. Somehow Timmy Hansen held onto the Andretti after-keeling machine.
The main beneficiaries of that incident were X44 Vida Carbon Racing, as Fraser McConnell hit the front. However, they weren't smiling for long.
The car was completely stopped,
As a mechanical failure handed the lead to RXR. The drama wasn't done there, as there was then confusion over a slow zone.
Slow zone from 2 to 3.
Okay, forget it. Slow zone is clear. No slow zone. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Clara Anderson got the message and blasted into the lead.
Okay, buddy, no slow zone. Go, 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 go.
Molly Taylor then followed to drop RXR down to 3rd.
Full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Go, go, go.
Great driving and awareness from Abt Cupra as they took the win in Heat 2.
Well done, Clara, well done.
The drivers went into Q2 knowing that only the top 5 teams could make the grand final. Acciona Sainz were still proving to be the ones to beat as they launched into the lead in Heat 1. There was lots of battling behind.
RJ comes in on the handbrake. Tamara's run a bit wide, gets a bit too sideways. RJ gets good exit straight past. A little bit of contact at the side there, but he found the traction. Molinaro maybe with broken steering going straight on. That's a disaster for McLaren.
But Acciona Sainz secured another win to wrap up a perfect morning for the championship leaders.
Fantastic drive again by Sanz and Ekström.
Andretti Ultrakilat sustained too much damage in Q1 to repair the car for Q2, so just 4 teams took to the start line, and it was Andreas Bakarud who flew into the lead in turn 1. But it didn't last long.
Oh, no. Problem for Bakarud, pulls over to the side of the road. The RXR machine passes. JBXE are out of this race, and that's going to put them out of the grand final as well.
That meant that the 3 teams still running, RXR, Abt Cupra and Carl Cox Motorsport, would all make the grand final from Q2. They would be joined by Acciona Sainz and Veloce from Heat 1, as all the main title contenders progressed. Extreme E's race locations are chosen carefully based on the story they tell about climate change. This round we're racing in Sardinia, which has experienced a summer of soaring temperatures resulting in wildfires raging across the island. This is not only isolated to Sardinia, it is a problem that is plaguing the whole planet.
Over the last year or so, wildfires have become an extremely potent symbol of climate change, and we're seeing them across all parts of the planet. And we've got to ask ourselves the question how we reached this point. Humans have raised CO2 values 50% above their pre-industrial level. When it comes to CO2 concentrations, a 50% increase in that span of time is unprecedented in the Earth's history. The increased concentrations of carbon dioxide have led to rising temperatures and records being broken all across the world in all of the continents. In July this year, 21 of the 30 hottest days ever recorded occurred. And to top that, July 2023 was the hottest month on record. As a result of these statistics, the UN now refers to the condition as global boiling rather than global warming. These records that we're seeing in temperatures lead to extreme heat and drought, and that, together with enhanced evaporation, creates the perfect conditions for wildfires. It's very likely that we're just seeing the very start of this phenomenon. Predictions are for a 14% increase in wildfires by 2030 and a 50% increase by 2100. The devastation that accompanies any one of those fires is barely imaginable. The loss of biodiversity, productive agricultural land, residential areas, impacts on human health, impacts on air quality, and of course, probably most cruelly of all at the global level, the release of CO2, further CO2 into the atmosphere. Wildfires are one hell of a wake-up call for us to pull together, to come to our senses, to sort things out. And there's no question the race is on, and we've got to look to all sorts of measures to get those solutions in place fast. Sporting frontiers achieve the impossible quite regularly. That's why we tune in and watch things. We watch records being broken. But we've got very special records to break now, and those records are bound up with the effort that we've got to put into sorting things out.
Extreme E is a championship which goes far beyond just racing. Always striving to raise awareness of the bigger climate issues that our planet is facing, it shines a light on the solutions that are out there. And through the Count Us In initiative, the ways in which all of us in our daily lives can take small steps to make a difference.
So we're out here in Sardinia and we're cycling to the race site. It's all part of the Count Us In challenge. So Count Us In is where you can take a step to live a bit greener and a bit more sustainably, and you can pledge your votes towards your favourite team. So we're cycling to work.
And we've got some especially cool bikes here, electric mountain bikes. It's going to be perfect. We're going to enjoy this.
Let's go.
So why are we doing this? Well, it's a great alternative instead of taking your petrol car. Actually, 40% of all car rides are shorter than 4 kilometers. So it's a great alternative to do something good for the planet.
And look this fashionable as well is an added bonus. But it's a great way to get from A to B for somewhere local that you don't need a car and you can take your bike and get all those benefits of being outside. Now we're going to head back to the track.
So actually my first time trying an electric bicycle.
It was awesome to kind of see Sardinia in a different way. I enjoyed it.
Join us for a more sustainable future.
The redemption race in Extreme E is the chance for the bottom 5 teams from qualifying to pick up vital championship points. In round 7, it was Neon McLaren, Andretti Ultrakilat, JBXE, number 99 GMC Hummer EV and X44 Vida Carbon Racing who lined up. And this race showed just how unforgiving this Sardinian course can be.
You've got Fraser McConnell on the inside line, Timmy Hansen is right out on the outside, RJ Anderson in the middle. And then we've got our 2 female drivers, Molinaro sideways in the championship car, gets launched. It goes in sideways, the McLaren goes over, gets launched. She's on a roof at the side of the track.
Tammy, are you okay? Tammy, do you copy?
Yeah, I copy. Can somebody come here?
We've heard that Tamara Molinaro, who was in that role to begin with in the McLaren car, is doing okay.
The Czech Ganassi racing machine goes up the inside line. JBXE slotting into P2. Some sort of a problem for X44. Look like they're going backwards. Either that or just a ton of lost traction.
Meanwhile, X44's reliability issues continued to hamper them.
The right rear is broken. It's completely crap walking fully sided.
So that's a disaster. That's the second time they've had a tech issue today. And Fraser's face says it all, doesn't it?
Look how disappointed he looks.
Yeah.
He's such a smiley, happy guy in the pits and in the paddock. Oh, I really feel for them.
No jump, we've got a slow zone, so they will drive around the side. They should drive around the side of the jump here.
The slowest from the finish line to waypoint 1. finish line to waypoint 1.
At the front of the race, Andretti Ultrakilat jumped from 3rd to 1st just before the slow zone.
Now we're hearing that the waypoint slow marker is from the finish line to number 1, in which case potentially RJ Anderson slowed down too soon.
RJ, the yellow was at the finish line.
JBXC and number 99 GMC Hummer EV were left to battle for 2nd place either side of the switch zone.
Backward trying to get the inside line on the brakes, just slots in, beautifully done, really tidy pass.
Which allowed Katie Munnings to pull clear up ahead.
So brilliant drive by Andretti Ultrakilat, taking the win. Andreas Backer ahead of Hozos come P2 for JBXC. And it's Amanda Sorensen coming across the line, having taken over the car from RJ Anderson. GMC Hummer EV Chickanassi Racing P3.
Great job guys.
Victory in the redemption race for a team born from a true motorsport dynasty. Few racing teams have packed as many trophies into a shorter space of time than Andretti Global. Led by racing legend Michael Andretti, their passion for winning extends across multiple championships, including partnering with Ultrakilat to go off-road in Extreme E.
Andretti's been involved in a lot of different series over the years, and we're growing more and more. I've always said we're in the business of racing, and it's been our lives. So we're always looking for opportunities to expand, and yeah, it's been going great. We've done well in every series that we've been in, and we continue to want to work towards that. The reason I think we've been successful in all the other series is because, you know, our experience. You learn something from every series, but the basics are still pretty much the same. It's quite simple. Try to get the best people and give them the best equipment to work with.
I think Andretti has always been a pioneer in motorsport when you look back to their roots of how they first got into it through a place of passion and through a place of pure enjoyment for the sport. And I think that really comes out in all of the championships they race for.
The reason we looked at Extreme E was because having a woman and a man driving the same car in the same race and the sustainability side of it, it's unique, so we jumped on it right away.
I think it is just another one of their steps in the kind of way that they work and the way that they operate. They always want to be at the front of technology. They always want to be I guess it's the competitive nature that they have, you know, the Andretti way.
To represent Andretti is like being an off-road driver. It's not something I thought I would do. They're legends of the sport.
Katie and Timmy are just a great pair. I think together they're the best driver lineup.
You're so fast.
Timmy is just a natural talent. You know, he's unbelievable in those type cars. He's very smart the way he approaches it, and he wants to win real bad. Katie is just a dream. I love the way she's constantly studying the films with Timmy, and Sardinia, I believe she had the quickest lap overall the weekend. She's come a long way, and it's because of her hard work.
Good job, Katie. Good.
To drive with Katie is fantastic. We've known each other since the beginning, and she's like a sister to me by now. She supports me when things are tough, you know, encouraging me when things are going well, and the other way around as well.
You know, we're the only team that has had the same drivers all the way through from season 1, race 1. So I think for us, something is obviously working, and the way that we're able to share information and work under pressure, we both know each other really well now.
Team spirit here is like we're a family. You know, we've been together for a long time, and when you need to take a risk, you need to know that everyone's got your back, that you can't fail, you can only win.
Timmy Hansen going to pass McConnell.
Obviously our high was winning in Greenland, I think, in the first season. We've had a lot of podiums as a team since. I think we've always been really there on pace, which is great.
The team's running very well, the drivers are doing very well, and I think we're in it to win, and we want to be competitive. So our goal is to be the champion one day.
With the Season 3 title fight heating up, the grand final in round 7 was absolutely crucial. Acciona Sainz held a narrow lead in the standings ahead of RXR and Veloce.
Oh, great reaction time from Sebastian Loeb in the middle of the grid. Everybody uses the Anoa Hyperdrive, says RXR haven't, so maybe they're going to drop in and use it later. Tactically, that would be mega, wouldn't it? It's Timo Scheider who's got the inside line here. Chris Dobson gets completely roasted. Kevin Hansen sideways up the inside line. Ekstrom all the way round the outside to take the lead. Fantastic move by Matthias Ekstrom. He will have the inside line at the next corner. Timo Scheider trying to go late on the brakes, sideways in. At the back of the pack is Sebastian Loeb. I think it's RXR who are down in P4. But at the minute it is Ekstrom leading from Timo Scheider with a brilliant move by Ekstrom in turn 1.
The course in Sardinia provided plenty of opportunities for overtaking for the drivers willing to risk alternate lines through the bushes, and Kevin Hansen took advantage on lap 2.
Alternate line from Kevin Hansen, going the long way, long and straight down towards waypoint number 1, looking to go up the inside 3. Sorry, he does. So up the inside, Kevin Hansen making a pass, carrying incredible speed through, gets past Timo Scheider.
No power steering, no power steering.
Who's parked it? Christopherson, I think, has come to a halt in the background. Okay, they've stopped. Christopherson stopped. You can see it on the inside. Deep breath. He knows this is going to cost them a ton of points in the championship fight. It's a disaster for RXR. Stopped on track in the grand final around 7.
After the switch zone, damage to the Veloce car's wiper blades.
It looks to me like the actual blade is missing off the right wiper. That's a disaster. If they get caught in the mud, they will have to stop.
Meant that Molly Taylor was left to battle for position almost completely blind.
Look at the screen, Molly Taylor's got barely any visibility. She's about to go through another muddy section. Anderson now right on the back. Here we go, this is into the water splash again. Up the inside, Clara Anderson is alongside now. This should get it done. Mud all over the screen, contact, neither of them can see each other at that point. Clara Anderson finally gets past, and I think the Veloce machine's damaged. Spin in the background. That's Clara Anderson's gone round. So Clara Anderson's gone round, and Molly Taylor won't be able to see her. Absolute carnage going off in the final here.
Left, go to the left, Molly.
In the background, Taylor can't see. Massive problems. I think Anderson's got a mechanical problem with the car. Go on, Leah Block! Block is parked. Up in the last waypoint, number 7, top right of your screen, Block is parked.
Yeah, and Veloce just come round the side. I think they missed the waypoint, but they kind of came off-road back onto the track.
This is crazy. She can't carry on. This is absolutely crazy. Someone needs to tell her to stop. This is madness.
She can't see the track. She can't see where she's going. Into the bush.
Over the line comes Anciona Sainz. Laia Sanz takes the win here. Fantastic performance by them. And meanwhile, behind them, absolute carnage has kicked off. The rear lefters are completely collapsed. Puncture, wheel off, everything's hanging off the back of the App Cooper machine. Clara Anderson takes it over the line for them to pick up P2. Molly Taylor is still moving. She surely can't see out the front of that car. Where's Taylor? There it is. Has she crossed the line? Yes, she has. Oh my goodness me.
That all meant that despite RXR dragging their car past the stricken Carl Cox Motorsport machine for 4th place, Acciona Sainz extended their lead at the top of the championship after winning round 7.
We are very happy. It was the perfect day, and it's not easy that this happened in Extreme, you know. The amazing start from Matthias, that was something really cool because he had a bad start position and he made my life easier, and very happy with today and also with the job from the team, so it was the perfect day.
I think my highlight was the first corner in the final, because that I knew was finishing P4 or P1. From the cockpit, when you do the initial takeoff, press the hyperdrive, look left, I realized Johan didn't. Look right, and I saw I was P4. I thought, okay, now it's time to pull out the rabbit and give it a try around outside. I knew it was muddy, I saw it, but I thought, okay, make the car turn initially and then full gas and then aim between the bush and the little tree. I thought, as long as I keep it flat, I know I would have a chance to come out as the leader, and I saw I was side by side by team. In that moment I was quite happy, because that was the key moment of our race. Send it, nail it, make it work, otherwise you will not win. Carlos brings a lot of energy to the team, and also when he puts on race mode, it's a lot of discipline.
It's more important, 2 kilometers lower, but on the right spot. You need to come a little bit 1 meter right here, set, then outside, in, out, and here keep, out, and then it's flat.
And it's very easy to get dragged with his motivation speeches.
Yeah, today I think we could feel his happiness, also because his son got the pole position.
He squeezes 100% from every person in the team, including myself.
I love to work with Carlos because, as Matthias said, he's a hard worker, but I'm a little bit the same way, because all the things I achieved is because hard work.
Afterwards, when you win, to get a hug from him, it remembers me so much about my dad, because hard treatment and great celebrations, that's what I got educated with, and that's also how Carlos treats me. I've been doing motorsport for 20 years, and I have learned that you have to have a very stable mindset to win any championship. Celebrating one victory crazy. I did when I was 15, 18, that was like a big thing to win a race. When you become older and your ambition is to be champion, your mindset changes. For me, I think it's don't burn all your energy on celebration for smaller things. Celebrate a little to keep the motivation in the team, but wait with the big party if you win something. We all know, not only us two, but the whole field here knows, we have a certain time that we can do this. And when you realize this, you also become thankful to a team and to the partners that support. So as long as you do your best, you know you can extend a little bit the career. But again, just enjoying the moment and trying to just show that you give your best every day and not take anything for granted. I already did celebrate. I had a beer with the mechanics and a piece of Italian cheese.
Yeah. Today things went very well for us, but this changed really quick, so I think the level now in the championship is so high. So yeah, let's keep focused and fight until the last moment. Maybe tomorrow, if we have a good result, then we can relax a bit more, but tomorrow we have work to do.